Grand Rising YouTube, all possible viewers. I know from the title of the video, it might seem odd that you have a black man in America speaking about hate. Um, we, as a people, know a lot of hate. I know it might seem odd, like I said, but bear with me. Let me give you an explanation. So, in this country, the most popular form of hate, let's put it that way, is we have a racial divide between blacks and whites, or so it seems. Me personally, I wasn't raised that way, right? I wasn't raised to dislike or discriminate against a person or be prejudiced towards them because of how they look, right? So whether you're Caucasian, Asian, Native American, um, Latino, black, right? I treat people the way they treat me. I don't bear any ill will to any certain set of people. That's how I was brought up. However, the things that I hate, they are across racial lines, right? And people, anybody can bear witness to this. So let me read this for you. I'll read these 8 verses, and then I'll give you what is at the top, the very top echelon of my hate list. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verses 1 through 8. To everything there is a season and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time of love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. There are things that people do that to me are very despicable. At the top of that are people who lie, kill, um, especially the elderly, and steal. Also, people that do stupid stuff. They might be stupid themselves. Who knows? Poor judgment, whatever the case is. Let me give you a scenario. So I'm in traffic, parallel or, to this car. White, lightly tinted windows uh, on the front driver's side and the passenger, dark tinted windows in the back. He's obviously alone. He's on the phone. We're at a red light. He's on the phone. He has the phone to his face. He's talking. He has his, mask under his chin or whatever. The windows are up. We drive off, and he's still on the phone, looking back, tapping, and then putting the phone back to his ears. Now, it's a Tesla. It looks pretty new, probably a couple of years old, right? It has the big onboard screen, right, up in the front dash. The car has Bluetooth connectivity. You're in the car alone, but you're holding this phone to your head, driving, and actually looking at it, putting it back. I don't know if you got it. And this, his eyes are not on the road, and I'm like, what is going on with this person? Now he seemed to be maybe I would say late 20s, early 30s at the most. He did not look that old. And you would think that with the kind of technology we have nowadays that somebody wouldn't be doing something that's stupid, right? The number of people that have been caught in incidents where they were on the phone, they had an accident because of it. It's like crazy for me to see somebody do it. I'm like, yo, what possesses you to do something that stupid? So when I see people doing dumb shit like that, it completely pisses me off. You know, I was in the park with my son on Monday, right? It's Rosh Hashanah in New York, so it was a holiday, school holiday, Monday and Tuesday. Went to the park on Monday. Just exercising, you know, walking about, talking, whatever. The park is close to, you know, a couple byways where we live. And I see this woman driving a white Altima. So she passes by the park, and I'm just watching, keep my eyes on her. She comes to a stop all the way sign. You know, it's a stop sign. It has stop all the way written on it. She comes to a stop sign that says that because she's coming like this and there's traffic coming like this, that we'd be going the same direction that she just came from. She doesn't stop. She comes, goes to the stop sign, makes a left turn, makes another quick right turn, goes up the hill. The light is red. She drives through the light and just continues going. Now, she just blew through two stop signs. Obviously, there's no police around, no red light camera in that area. Just imagine what could have happened had somebody been crossing, had another car been coming, because the place where she first broke that stop sign, there's a large brush and you can't tell if anybody's coming. They also have to stop. But if you're doing something dumb, what if the other person decides to do something dumb as well? Then the place of the red light up the hill, what if a kid is crossing the street? You just blow through it, no brake light, nothing, just kept on going. And I'm like, my God, this is why you have to be so careful, because people are idiots out here. People who lie. Listen, man, as an adult, once you get to be an adult, I think you owe it to yourself to tell the truth. And that, you know, as I said, these things are not racial, they cross racial lines. Like whether it's a politician, a lawyer, some person in government, or just a family friend, whatever it is, right? People who color the truth, so to speak, right? Especially lies that are damaging. I understand, like, you might once in a while say something that's not true just to get out of a situation. Like somebody calls you, you pick up the call, and then it's going in a different direction. They tell you something really depressing, like, hey, yeah, I was about to go take a shower. Why don't I call you back? All right, yeah, you know, that might happen once in a while. But liars on the level of people who scam you, right? They go out there, set up websites, or you see them on YouTube offering you to make all this money, to do all this stuff. You know, you can be rich, do this, right? You see them all the time. I really despise people like that, right? Because they give a false sense of you being able to achieve something to probably get out of a situation that many Americans are in right now, right? Trying to find work, trying to change jobs, trying to increase their income because inflation is crazy. So everybody's trying to these jobs saying, hey, come work for this company. You go, you apply, you have an interview, so-called interview, and yeah, you're accepted. You send them all your information for onboarding, and then you find out that this company and this person are not even affiliated. This person just took all your information so that they can use it for whatever they want, to steal your identity, credit cards, to clean out your account, all these different things, right? So the line is not just on a personal level. It could be like some sort of scam, pyramid scheme that they're using. You know, the people that stole people's retirement money, all these kind of people, absolutely hate them. And it doesn't matter what color they are. It doesn't matter what race they're from, right? Their religion, none of that stuff matters. If you're doing that, then yeah, you fall in that category. The murderers, those that would hurt old people, children, all the shootings that we've had, innocent people getting hit and killed, right? No regard for human life, no regard for the lives of children, the elderly. You see it on television. This old woman got her bag stolen, got knocked to the ground by some thug. You know what I mean? Like these people, like they deserve, to me, a special kind of punishment. I would have no reservations. Um, have you ever seen Vincenzo? All right, it's a series on Netflix about this Korean guy who was adopted when he was a kid, a child. Um, it's a long story. It's like I think like 16 episodes or something like that. Anyway, long story short, Korean guy adopted into an Italian family, becomes a conciliary for the boss. The boss dies. The boss, he then threatens the biological son by blowing up his car right after he got out of it. Then he flees to Korea to try to get this shitload of gold, right, to set himself up. His nemesis in that series, he used something on him that he called the Spirit of Atonement. That is what people who would murder without regard, I think that's the kind of punishment that they deserve. The prison is, what's prison going to do to a person like that? Right? You go out there, broad daylight, nighttime, you shoot up somebody's house, probably hit the babies, hit children, hit grandma. You don't care. Like there's an incident during the summertime. A woman was coming out of a store. There was a shootout between two groups. She got hit. She died right there on the pavement. Innocent bystander, just going about her day, doing what she had to do. But she was caught between these two opposing groups that did not pick up their fists and fight. They picked up their guns, started firing. She got hit. She died. And that could be anybody's relative. And I know people try to dismiss the Bible and stuff like that, but there's always a bigger picture because everything is in this book. I don't care what it is, everything. Just by those 8 verses that I read, you can see that there is a time for everything. Doesn't specify who to hate, a person, a race, anything like that. But you can hate what that person is doing. You know what I'm saying? People who hurt kids. There's child traffickers and all kinds of weirdos, online trying to rope kids into to sex work and all this other stuff. Yeah, you can hate what they're doing. I mean, you don't have to necessarily hate the person, or if it's largely one ethnic group doing it, say, well, I hate all of these people because, their group is the largest group that's doing it. No, it's specific people engaged in those activities, and you can definitely hate them. I do, right? I'm a father. I have 4 children. Why would I not hate people doing that, right? This video today is just for you to take things in context. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what ethnic background you're from. You're white, you're black, you're Asian, you know, whatever, American, Latino, whatever you want to call yourself. Whatever tribe you from, whatever nationality, whatever set you claim, it doesn't really matter, right? You have to have morals and ethics as a man, as a person, you know. If you don't, then it's just, we better off living with the animals. Civilization is done for. You know what I'm saying? Like, really and truly, if you don't have these things, I don't care what your culture is, these should be staples in every culture across every race. There are things that people do, and you definitely have to hate those things, right? People who are racist or prejudiced for no reason, yeah, you can, yeah, definitely. Because you as a person never did nothing to them, but they'll put you in a bracket just because of how you look, right? It's like when you're growing up as a child watching, let's say you were growing up in the 80s, you were watching these kung fu flicks, right? There's a whole group of guys in the street fight. You're like, damn, everybody in China probably could fight Koreans. Never take on a Chinese child now that you're an adult. You think, you use some sense, right? You don't drive through stop all the way signs and red lights just because you're running late or whatever the case is. You don't rob grandma, knock her down, take her purse because she's an easy target. But that's what people do. You don't be in your car driving, using the phone, not paying attention. And the who is now 9 had somebody from his class killed, little boy. He had just got dropped off from school. He was on, I think he was on the bus. And somebody not paying attention reversed their car on top of him, killed him on the spot. As an adult, you have to do better. You know, people say, oh, people are inherently good. And, I think people are inherently bad. You have to strive to do good, strive to be better, right? And it doesn't matter in what way I think it is. I just think it is. People are dishonest. People are scam artists. They play games. They don't speak upright. They color the truth for whatever reason, whether it's to, you know, change views of people in general. Say, oh, well, there's 500 genders. It's fine. They lead generations astray with those lies, which is why, I mentioned liars as one of my top, like, disgusts. But anyways, I hope you take something away from this video. It's like a black person having um, their own thoughts on hate, right? Because a lot of people talk about, oh, banning hate speech, and this is hate speech, and that is hate speech. But in reality, if you talk about things that are hate worthy, you know, people destroying the lives of families by killing them, destroying the lives of children, abusing them, things like that, what are you doing is speaking the truth, right? So that's my message. Hope you enjoy the video. You can drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe. I usually answer questions or respond to comments, things like that. So feel free to do it. You know what I mean? Until next time, I'm out.